live with, what is your name, my friend?
George Balaka, George.
Okay, so we are live with George Malaka, and he runs a charity in Kenya. And we found each other on Instagram, and he's going to try and tell us a little bit about his mission and what it is that he does with his nonprofit. So, George, you have the floor. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about your nonprofit and what it is that you are trying to do for your community over there in Kenya.
Now, thank you very much, friend. Just like you've said, my name is George Balaka. I'm from Kenya in a place called Raw Village. So, Raw Village, just border, I found it the shores of Lake Victoria. So, the main economic activity that is done by the people of this area is fishing. Now, there's a very unique scenario that takes place here. Is that one thing is that most of women are widowed because the mortality rate here is very high. The place is highly infested with affected with HIV cases. So there's a lot of widows here. There are a lot of children who are orphans, and then there's a vulnerability. Now, most of these children found in this locality do not enjoy going to school because one, the few public schools that are here really charge relatively high school fees, so they could not afford to pay. And even because of the economic situation of the people here, they also maybe they do some subsistence farming, so it is not enough to sustain the economic situations that is here. So that is why I came up with this project, the Ely Center Foundation, that one, it runs a charity school. What we do, we offer feeding programs to these kids because they cannot, we realize they are still very young and they cannot study well because of the famine. There's a lack of enough food. So we sometimes mobilize and maybe ensure that we feed them. We also provide them with learning materials like the books. We buy the school uniform for them, the shoes, all sort of the basic needs that maybe they could require through the process of learning.
And
Now,
is
we
this
also
free?
realize
Is this
that most
free
of
for
them
your
come from very,
students?
because the public schools around are very few. Now, they walk a longer distance. Yes.
I think we're on a little bit of a delay, but yes, no. Is this free for your students? Is this like it's all funded through the nonprofit? This is a charity for the students that you do have. They get these services for free from you guys, or do they have to
Yeah,
pay to
majorly.
go to your school?
Yeah, there are those that are paying very little, but because they are also, majority of them are very much vulnerable and will not sustain paying. So yes, there are those that we ask them to pay some little, but we normally rely on donors, the partners, the well wishers, and people of goodwill who are really trying to sympathize with the situation here. Yeah, because only a few of them will afford to pay small amount of money that we can use to facilitate those teachers who are helping, who are volunteer to help us. So we need to facilitate them. So that is the most of the funds that we collect. We use to normally to pay. We also use such money that the fee paid to purchase some foodstuffs like the corns, the rice, for feeding. So with that kind of money, it is not really enough. So we are really straining here. That's why we are reaching out to well wishers, the partners, and the donors who will sympathize with the situation here. Now, in long term, for the long term sustainability, we were also planning to involve in agriculture, produce some crop production to sustain the food supply, because we realize that most of the time we cannot collect for the sustainability. So we are also trying to maybe engage in other economic activities that perhaps will help us now boost the food production. So we were appealing for the well wishers, the partners, the people of goodwill will come in to bridge the gap and maybe ensure that we provide quality education to these deserving children. Now,
So I have a couple
we also
questions.
realize, yes,
Well, I forget what I was going to say. How many students do you have right now? How many people do you have involved in the
yeah,
organization,
yeah.
like students or?
Currently, we have 130 pupils, right?
Okay.
Yes, yeah, but we were planning because we continue to receive a number of cases of children who still will want to be wish to be helped. So the number is increasingly growing, but now the capacity in terms of finance is very low because we were targeting up to 400 pupils, maybe as we continue to mobilize for resources. So once the resources are there, we can stretch that number. But for now, we only have 130 pupils. We have 4 teachers who are helping them. They are trained. They are registered by the Teacher Service Commission, but they have not been absorbed by the government through permanent and pensionable terms. So most of them, we use them to educate. We could not able to pay the required amount. So they have been, we are really grateful for them. They have sympathized with their children, and we pray that maybe if we got long-term solutions, we'll be able to remunerate or pay them a substantial amount of money to sustain themselves and their family, because they also need to take care of their families, feed their families, pay their bills, and so on and so forth. So
Do
we
you
are
guys like
kindly
give these
appealing for
people
more.
a degree that they can use at the end to get a job in Kenya, or um, how does
Yes,
this work?
yes. We run with the Kenyan's curriculum. So
Okay, so
anything that
it's
we
all
teach,
endorsed by the state or the country.
yes. It is something that is endorsed by the government, and we sit for one national exam with the rest of other pupils in the country. We only sit for exam. It is a provision. So only that we run it as a private sector. So the government only come in regulations in terms of
Yeah, you just
curriculum
have to meet the
and
curriculum, and then as long as you've met the
ye-
curriculum and you
yes,
abide by all
yes,
the
yes,
laws and
yes,
stuff, then you're good. Yeah, no, that's a lot like a
yeah.
private school here in America. But my other question is this only for small children, or like, do you have young men in their 20s and stuff that haven't had an education yet that come to learn from you guys as well? Is it only for
Now,
younger people, or do young men sometimes come learn there, or young men and women come there as well?
yeah, no, yeah, we were trying to make it now a fully functional school, like for the primary, then we have the secondary and so forth. But for now, we just began with the primary section. So
So
we
that's
hope to
kids
make.
from what age group? How what
So
kind of ages is that?
yeah, currently we have from age 5 years old to I mean 12 years old. So the maximum age we have here is 12 old. But because
Okay.
we from primary they will transit to secondary. But for secondary there are massive requirements that the school need to meet, because first the government will require us to have permanent buildings, structures, classrooms, right? But
Right.
as you can see, we only have some semi permanent classroom. So the classroom that we have currently are not to the standard that the government of Kenya will approve to have secondary. But will we mobilize and have permanent classrooms with us, then we will be able to. They will approve. Then we'll be able now to provide learning areas to higher levels like secondary and even tertiary levels.
Okay,
So
perfect.
that is,
So
yeah,
tell me how do people donate to this, because I haven't really looked at your Instagram page yet. I don't know if you've got the links there, but you told me your website was still in the works, correct? Or is there a website now that people can go to donate to this charity?
yeah. I got a friend of mine. called Inas from USA. She's from Boston, so she agreed to. Actually, she was in the process of building the website, right? But she is still a student again now in Boston. So most of time she told me that now she has classes and they are doing some exams. So that is why it took a little bit longer to put it into function. But he promised me
But the
at the end of
goal
this
is
year.
eventually to have a website here soon that people in America and all over who see it will be able to donate to and have some trustworthy way of knowing it's all legitimate, correct?
Yes,
Okay,
exactly. That is
perfect.
the main idea. Yes.
So for now, the goal is just to get people to follow you on Instagram, and then once the website and stuff comes out, you'll be able to accept donations and stuff from the rest of the world, correct?
Yeah, yeah, that was the main idea because I was trying to make it now be known. It's called the Ely Center Foundation.
Yeah.
So the Ely Center, yeah. So the main goal here to reach out to more donors and well wishers who will maybe sympathize with the situation here because we have a lot of activities that we need to run, but for us to run them effectively, then we have to mobilize as good resources as possible. So we are reaching out to partners, donors, organizations, people, all sorts of individuals who will wish to maybe sympathize with the life of the situation here and maybe help us maybe long term. So we are just trying to reach out to partners, donors, people of goodwill because the situation here truly it is something that needs a lot of attention.
Yeah, no. Well, we've went for about 12 minutes, and I think we've just about got the mission explained. But how about just to wrap it up, you explain one more time for everybody what the charity is exactly, and then I'll go ahead and edit it all down and try and get it up on social media for you.
Okay, thank you very much. This is George. George Balaka is from Kenya, a place called Homa Bay County, Raw Village. So once again, Raw Village.
Oh dear. Well, it appears we've lost him, but I think we've got enough for that one. Anyhow, he was just repeating his mission. So that's where we'll wrap this one up. And if you guys have watched, I appreciate you and stay tuned for more.